Oh dear. We're doing something different today. I'm trying to do the whole vlogger thing with this FX9, and it's a bit heavy, so we'll see how that works out. But here's something fun. See that? Ooh, sorry about the noise. Yeah, so last week I recorded the kind of, hold the camera and aim it at your face thing in the dark, and got a lot of noise in both the audio and the visual domain. Anyway, I realized that my little lavalier system here, and I'm going to turn and take a look at it, Sony URX P03D. Yeah, simply having it plugged in, and you pick up noise. There's quite a high noise threshold, and I guess it's because the signaling through the hot shoe is completely analog. It'd be interesting to find a digital solution. I'm gonna have to go study that. I feel like Sony's mentioned some of that stuff. Anyway, so I just decided to play around with it this week, and having seen some use of hair mics, I don't know if that's what they're called, I thought, what the hey, let's clip it up there and see what it sounds like. So now you get to hear what it sounds like too. This is not designed for this, so what you gonna do? Gotta try new stuff. Anyway, I need to study out too a little bit on the visual side of things. I turned the ISO, or the gain, all the way up. I was base 8000, I thought, but now I'm not entirely sure if that's true. I want to go back and study that out a little bit, see if we can do better. I was also excited about the 2.0 firmware that was coming out. It was going to have DCI 4K, which I'm excited about because I like that, that wider, slightly wider 17:9 or something instead of 16:9. I don't know. I just like wide. It's probably because I don't have it that I think it's awesome. But they've also extended the gain range on it. And I think that if I can boost the gain in camera more, I got that 16-bit raw signal running inside the camera. It gets boosted inside the camera, and then it gets encoded before with the gain applied. I think it'll give me a better signal. I'm really curious to try it, but alas, Sony made a mistake in one of their 5K scan mode, and yeah, it's not coming out right now. They pulled the 2.0. Before I could get it, and now I'm waiting for them to fix that issue. Anyway, I'm going to talk about touch here in a second too, but here's my farm. I'm gonna turn the camera and probably have a little noise here. Let's see. Yeah, I wanted to just show my farm a little bit. There it is. Got a trampoline over there. That's some of these things have been cast as props in touch. There's the poultry building that I envision being the location of the secret, not so secret lab that Travis and Emily will build in their quest to figure out how to detect the MERS-2 virus. An extra barn over there. I don't know what we'll do with it, but I do have them walking by it at night with its door gaping open, just a large black hole. I've got quite a bit of trees and grass and good stuff. Man, I'm operating upside down, so I can't compose right. We have a tractor. Tractor has not been cast. It also has a flat tire. There's my house. Nothing fancy, but it's keeping us. If we walk down this way, maybe we can catch a glimpse of the pond. Anyway, my poor arm. Ooh, I'm slapping the camera with my wireless transmitter here. Yeah, so a little bit of progress on figuring out what we're going to do with touch. I think we're bumping production of a pilot to next year. I think that's kind of what I'm shooting for, is wanting to do a full pilot episode and look for investors early on. And hoping to get my Sproutly If you Google the company name, you'll find cannabis companies. We're not that one. We're Sproutly.io. Hoping to get my Sproutly team excited about helping us promote the concept. Find some investors, shoot a pilot, see what happens kind of thing. But to get there, I think that I need to finish the rewrite of the pilot episode. And there's the pond. Look at that. Yes, it's green. Some people might look at that and think, ew, nasty. Well, maybe. But it's not slime. It's actually duckweed. Duckweed is beautiful, beautiful stuff. Oh, how do we get that? My viewfinder's shifted. There it is. This poor arm. I should do this every day. I'd be buff in a hurry. Anyway, I push a button too. One thing that I've been pondering this week, I think that even that first act that I rewrote, there's room for improvements. I think a lot of room for improvement. And one thing that I noticed as a way of example is I have that scene where Travis is standing, well, Emily is counting down, and he's just standing there being cool. And then he, at the last moment, darts around the corner of the house, and then, of course, that's when Walker comes, and there's the little scuffle between the two of them. But I realized that I had this idea that, Travis is so focused on winning that he's hurting people he actually cares about. He's hurting Walker, he's upsetting Emily, he's actually alarming Sage, who he's starting to like a little bit, too. Like, how's this for a nice white background? Should we turn it? Ooh. I really want to rest my arm. Anyway, I can't remember if it's in the script now, but at one point I had Travis actually telling Walker I was focused on winning. To go back and check that. And if he says that still, so be it. This is why they make special mics for this. So be it. But I realized that I could actually tell the story of Travis being super focused on winning at the expense of others without him having to say that, which is probably not something he's entirely aware of. He does have kind of a quick repentance, but a bit under duress. And that's always felt the way it's written feels a little funky. So I was thinking about changing it up so that when Travis is standing there, he's scanning where everybody's going, and then he takes off running the opposite direction of the house toward where Walker is hiding, really loudly. And then stop when he gets over there, turn, and do kind of this fast, quiet, tiptoey walk to the corner of the house, and then he crouches and hides. So ultimately what he's doing is setting Walker up to get chased by Emily, and Walker running to where he is screws up that plan. So in a sense, Travis now is the one that tried to mess Walker up, but Walker inadvertently turned tables on him. And so, I don't know, I feel like that tells it better. But I feel like there's probably a lot of little things like that can just keep being gone over again and again. But I do think that I need to finish up the second episode, or the first episode, the second and third act of the first episode. And I'm actually excited that I get to get back to writing. Other than shooting these videos weekly, I find that pulling out the camera and actually shooting things is a little hard for me to motivate myself. And I want to continue doing that. I still want to shoot the E.T. reimagination with my kids. I've had them working on the little piece of a script there just to see what it looks like. But I'm glad I get to write, because I think that's where the therapy's at for me. I want to leave you with this one thought. In thinking of and even beginning to pitch touch to my internal team at Sproutly, I have felt anxious and worried, and I've spent a fair bit of time reflecting on that, talking a little bit with my wife and others about it, and I'm not sure that I entirely understand it, but I wonder if this is something that other creatives may have experienced. It's not that I'm sensitive about the show itself. I'm not embarrassed about it. I hope people like it. I'm sure I would be sad, or maybe I could be embarrassed if they pan it too much, too vociferously. But I think what I'm really worried about is I'm worried about promoting it if it's not really something other people will value. Like putting all this energy and excitement, and then for them to not feel it too, it just feels like a distraction, and I'm not really adding to the good of the world. And so I'm actually kind of being critical of myself, like, is what I'm doing worth it? Is it useful? And I think I've come to the place where it's art, and I'm not really an artist. My background's very much so in the engineering realm, and so this is a new experience for me here at 40, making art that I'm putting out there. And so I'm having to learn to be kind to myself, I guess, and not judge my own art before I've showed it to other people, because it means something different to everyone. And I think that if we don't, as artists or people who produce art, and Seth Godin would argue that we're all artists, right? Look him up. He's somebody I've been introduced to recently. But if we don't put it out there, then we're robbing those that would resonate and appreciate and grow and learn from our work of the opportunity to do just that. And so I think that I'm in a place to make the decision to, and to intentionally keep myself postured to be willing to promote touch. It's my dream. I hope it can be other people's too. It's a story I love. I hope it can be a story other people love too. But if I don't champion it and put it out there and explain why it's cool and why I love it, maybe I'm robbing the world of the opportunity to see something unique. And if it doesn't work, if other people don't see it, don't get it, don't appreciate it the way I do, that's okay. And I will set it down at some point when I've satisfied myself, and I'll move on to something else that perhaps other people will value. I always think in terms of worst case scenarios. That's my worst case scenario, and I'm okay with that. Anyway, if anybody's watching this, or I'm watching it again someday, let the encouragement be to make art, put it out there. Don't be shy. And, we get our 80 years on this earth. Be you. And believe that being you is worth doing. Anyway, that's pep talk for me, but maybe it's helpful for other people. I think I'm going to call it for this week. Go listen to what this mic sounds like in my hair. It's gorgeous. That's why they don't use lavalier mics for hair mics, I'm guessing. Alright, guys. Bootstrap Cinema, where we don't know what we're doing, but by George, we do it anyway.